The Hunt, Part 3. Ethan watched in horror as the beast rose from the lake, water cascading from its monstrous form. Jack stood unsteadily in the sinking boat, rifle in hand, his eyes locked on Ethan. "Go!" Jack shouted, his voice hoarse but commanding. "I'm not leaving you," Ethan cried, tears streaming down his face as he treaded water. Jack's lips curled into a weak smile. "You have to." The beast lunged, its massive arms sweeping toward Jack. He fired again, the gun's crack echoing across the lake. The shot struck the creature, but it only roared in fury, its glowing eyes burning brighter. With one final look at his brother, Jack did the unthinkable. He hurled himself at the beast, knife drawn, plunging the blade deep into its chest. The creature howled, rearing back and clutching Jack in its massive claws. "Run!" Jack screamed, his voice fading as the beast dragged him beneath the water. "Jack!" Ethan screamed, his voice raw. The lake churned violently for a moment before falling still. Jack was gone. Ethan floated, paralyzed by grief and shock, until the faint sound of something stirring beneath the surface snapped him back to reality. Whatever had taken Jack wasn't finished. Fueled by adrenaline and fear, Ethan swam for shore, his limbs burning as he fought against the icy water. He staggered onto land, collapsing in the dirt. He wanted to lie there forever, but the thought of Jack's sacrifice forced him to his feet. "I won't let it be for nothing," he whispered, his voice trembling. The forest loomed before him, dark and unwelcoming. With no plan and no weapon, Ethan stumbled into the trees, branches tearing at his clothes and face. The beast's guttural growl echoed in the distance, growing louder with every step. After what felt like hours, Ethan spotted something through the trees, a cluster of dilapidated buildings bathed in pale moonlight, an old logging camp. He sprinted toward it, his heart pounding. The camp was abandoned, its structures weathered and sagging with age. A rusted sign hung askew, the words, "Black Hollow Logging Co., barely legible. Ethan entered the largest building, a decrepit cabin that smelled of mildew and decay. Inside he found the remnants of tools, machinery, and a long-forgotten workstation. A rusty axe leaned against the wall, and he grabbed it without hesitation. The floor creaked beneath his weight as he searched for anything useful. A tattered map pinned to the wall caught his eye, showing the layout of the camp and a path leading to a nearby road. "This could be my way out," he muttered, folding the map and shoving it into his pocket. But before he could leave, a deafening roar shook the cabin, followed by the sound of splintering wood. The beast was here. Ethan pressed himself against the wall, clutching the axe tightly. He could hear its heavy footsteps outside, the floorboards of the porch groaning under its weight. The door exploded inward, torn from its hinges as the beast entered, its glowing eyes scanning the room. It sniffed the air, its breath coming in wet, guttural huffs. Ethan held his breath, every muscle in his body screaming to run, but he knew he wouldn't make it far. His only chance was to fight. The beast stepped closer, its massive form filling the cabin. Ethan gripped the axe tighter, waiting for the right moment. As the creature leaned down to sniff the ground where Ethan had been standing moments before, he lunged. With a roar of his own, he swung the axe with all his strength, the blade sinking into the beast's shoulder. It howled in pain, swiping blindly as Ethan scrambled back. "Come on, you bastard," Ethan shouted, swinging again. The axe bit into its arm, but the beast was relentless, its claws tearing through the air. Ethan dodged, barely avoiding a fatal blow. He knew he couldn't win, not like this. Desperation took over as he spotted an old oil drum near the wall. He kicked it over, the pungent smell of fuel filling the air. With shaking hands, he pulled a box of matches from his pocket. He struck one, the tiny flame dancing in the darkness. "This is for Jack," he whispered, throwing the match. The cabin erupted into flames, the fire spreading quickly as the beast roared in fury. Ethan didn't wait to see what happened next. He sprinted out of the cabin, flames licking at his heels. Behind him, the beast's howls echoed into the night, a mix of rage and agony. Ethan didn't look back. He ran toward the path marked on the map, his legs barely carrying him. The forest blurred around him, the glow of the fire fading as he put distance between himself and the camp. But even as he ran, one thought haunted him. Was the beast truly dead, or was it still hunting him?